Raw gameplay footage reveal. Yeah, they announced publicly, who I think it was SkillUp tweeted it out or retweeted it. So what they said, they posted to their Discord. Okay, this is like after they've received tons of requests for actual gameplay footage and stuff. They said, "Dear the Day Before community, we are pleased to inform you that the wait for news regarding our game's release is coming to an end. After careful consideration and discussions with our leadership team, we have received approval to share the information you have been eagerly anticipating. This month," so like 5 weeks before the game's set to launch, "we will be releasing raw gameplay footage as per the numerous requests we received from our community. The footage will showcase a majority of the features and gameplay elements requested by our community and will provide a clear glimpse into what the state of development, into the state of current development, into the current state of development for the day before. We hope you enjoy it. Raw gameplay footage coming this January." This game's supposed to launch in like 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks. And they're saying they had to go to get approval from their top tier executives, and then like the leadership team approved them to show the gameplay. This game is like, it should be right now in the final stages of polishing. It really should not be that big of a deal to just record some gameplay and show it to people if they wanted to just do that. It's really odd. Really, really odd. Yeah, after careful considerations with our leadership, I've received approval to share the fact that this is another project that will be teased and delayed to eternity and never happen, and is probably a scam that'll never see the light of day. Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing is really, really freaking weird. It's really weird. And people are like, I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not getting my hopes up. Like, they're really trying. I don't understand what the hype is for it. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get what people see. I don't get what people are talking about. How do I get rid of my queue? Clear. There we go. I don't understand it. Like, what they've shown doesn't look very good. No, not Death Stranding, for the love of God. Come on. Bear in mind, anybody can make a beautiful set piece. It's making a good game out of that that's a little trickier. I think it's the promise of like an open world MMO zombie game that gets people excited, but I don't know, it makes me think if Naughty Dog can pull off theirs. Ooh. See, the gunplay doesn't look very good. It looks weirdly stiff and not very responsive. And like, this is the extent of the latest stuff that they've shown off. It's really, really unsettling. They did this big gameplay trailer, which was supposed to alleviate fears. And then they show you like driving around. Like, okay, so we got cars. You can drive around. That's cool. But even this is like, it didn't satisfy the fans enough because they're still demanding more gameplay. Okay, so we drive through the mud. Riveting. You get up here, crash plane. More mudding. Okay, so like, there's mud. Mud confirmed. Oh, this is the gas station from that really stupid Reddit thread where people were like, see, they clearly ripped off this gas station from other games. I'm like, dude, it's a gas station. Chill out. Lola Cola. That's funny. Okay, so you get out. You start running around, looking around. Okay. Got binoculars. You see the car up there. Okay. Looking over here. Looking around, don't see any zombies. Okay. Gonna check the cars. Okay, search it for stuff. Good aim. See, like, the bullets don't seem to have a ton of impact, so... Oh god, this person is so bad. It's always weird to me. Quick side, diatribe. It's always weird to me when games are showing off what they can do, but they have somebody who just has no idea what they're doing play the game. It weirds me out. It makes me, I don't know if it makes me suspicious, but it's strange, right? Because you would think you would have the guy that makes the game look really cool play, like those segments of The Last of Us 2, Part 2 gameplay where people are like tossing smoke grenades, and then they lob over a couple of arrows, hitting people in the head, and then they go up swinging an axe, hitting somebody, but then duck at the perfect time. Like, you make the game look as cool as you can. Why are you having the intern who's never played the game before play it? From how terrible their aim is, it kind of looks like they're playing on a Wii controller or something. Does it not have any melee weapons? Is that like a thing? Is that a thing? I don't... You can't go in, it doesn't look like. Can you? No, you can. The glass just looks terrible. Hopefully that you can do melee, because in the zombie apocalypse, melee weapons kind of are the only thing that really makes sense long term. Like, okay, searching for materials, normal. Don't have a problem with that. More loot. Rari, thank you.
Rari2XX donated $5 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
You're speaking facts on that. It gives a false impression to the audience. One false impression affects the future of the game, sales, awards, etc.
Yeah, I think it's weird when you start to notice some of the little hiccups here and there, and the eccentricities about it. Like, that was cool, being able to repair the car in real time. That's cool. I'll give him that. No shade. But it just starts to get really suspicious when there's no, like, when the transparency is so lacking, you know?
Shekels through Super Chat.
Thank you.
I noticed that many devs been announcing games with statements, blog posts in the last 2 years, like Max Payne 1/2 remakes, the next Tomb Raider, Iron Man game, the Ubisoft Star Wars game, and many more.
Yeah, it is weird. Now that you mention it, I think it's. I think a lot of studios have been frustrated that they don't have more stuff coming out. A lot of it's because of COVID, let's be real. So I think people are frustrated over that. So they want to let gamers know that they're working on stuff and that they're not just sitting around. So they announced that they're like working on a Star Wars project. So it's like, yeah, we're doing stuff. It's happening. We're working on it. And so they announced it a little too early. But they don't have, like, I don't think they even have concept art that they can fully release in a lot of cases. They certainly don't have a logo or a final title or anything. So they just say, we're working on this type of game. And that's it. And it's just a little, I agree, it's weird, and I don't think they should do it, because it just ends up announcing stuff too early. But, like, all told, I'm trying to get what the vision is here and why people are so pumped. And why this is the most wish-listed game on Steam, which it is, apparently. I don't think you can buy it yet. I think you can wish-list it, but I don't think you can actually buy it yet. Because I don't think Steam lets you buy it and pay money to pre-order until there's, like, a working build, like, that's been uploaded. But I don't know that for a fact, but I would imagine that's what it is. Because as of right now, you can wish-list it. I don't think you can buy it. But I think the appeal for this is that it's, like I said, a big open world MMO zombie game with, like, I don't know if there's going to be PvP, but it might be like PvP, PvE, where it's just a total free-for-all across the board. But it's going to be, like, I get that appeal. Like, looking at this, I could see maybe playing and having fun with some friends if you get on, and maybe you can squad up to like 3 or 4 people and you go around trying to clear places. But, like, what's the long-term goal of this game? Is there a story? Are you trying to maximize your equipment to push into later game areas that have really, really good loot, and maybe eventually you can escape, or I don't know. Like, is there something that motivates you to play? Because as of right now, I'm like, they're just running around like collecting loot from places, but I don't know why you would do that. Like, I don't get what the thing is. There's nothing. It's just this. Yeah, in that case, I just don't really get it. I don't really get it. At least with like State of Decay, there was the idea of permadeath with the characters you had, and then you go around, you collect the gear, and you know, you can upgrade your base, and then you can have more survivors. I think State of Decay was more coherent than this. Dude, their aim is so bad. You know, like, I just don't get what the thing is. I don't get what the hook is. Every game has to have a hook, if you weren't aware. Like, every game has to have the thing that makes it worth playing. We talked about it with Starfield. Starfield has to have a hook. There can be really cool tech, like 1,000 planets to explore, but there's got to be a hook, something that makes it worth doing. And in the case of like No Man's Sky, 16 quintillion planets. Awesome. What's the thing? Like, why explore them? What's going to make it that interesting? And they've since figured that out. But at launch, they didn't really have anything. It was like, well, you just go around, you get materials to craft stuff, and then upgrade your booster or propulsion, whatever, warp drive. And then you travel closer to the center of the galaxy, and then you move on. It's just like, that's not super interesting. Yeah. So are these NPCs or are these other players? I don't know, more than anything, this just gets me excited for the Naughty Dog multiplayer game. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I really feel like I'm missing something. Like, what is everybody seeing that makes this the most wishlisted game? I don't really get it. Because to me, this looks like PUBG mixed with zombies, but it's not a battle royale. It's just a permanent, persistent thing. And I don't get why that's interesting. Okay. Okay, just stop. Just show me the gameplay. I know this is like, maybe this makes me a bad person. I always get like a little skeptical when the CEO of a company is less than like 50, 60 years old. I know that's weird, but I just associate like competent leadership with being a grandpa or a grandma. I don't know why. So whenever I see somebody young, I'm like, oh, FTX all over again. Here we go. Buckle up. Connor, I'm glad you made it. Glad you're having fun. Glad to have you. Good for her 30 under 30. Yeah, I mean, Red X, that's funny. I love video game tweaks to established brands. Like, okay, this is a city environment. You're playing with some friends. Like, again, this stuff is interesting, but I don't know what the hook is. Like, are you grinding for cosmetics? Are you grinding for gear upgrades? Does somebody know in chat? That's ageism? Yeah, no, it totally is. I think that older people are generally smarter than younger people. And I'm saying this as a young person. Like, if I am going to invest in a company, I'm more comfortable investing in the company if the CEO is like 60 and has decades of experience versus somebody who's 20. They could be a whiz, but I'd rather wisdom over anything else. It's like Charlie Munger, I think it is. He said that he... He said that he would prefer working with and hiring somebody who has an IQ of 120, or he would rather hire somebody who has an IQ of 130 but that thinks it's 115 than he would prefer to hire somebody who has an IQ of 150 who thinks it's 175. Because he wants somebody that knows their limitations, has the wisdom and experience to be humble, and I think young people often lack that. Let's see. Rodrigo, thank you. I'm glad to have you. Hello from Argentina. Ooh. Thanks for coming by. I always find it so fascinating how many people we have here from all over the world. I find it so cool. Neil Druckmann's only 40. Yeah, he's young. He's young. I miss the long hair, though.
All right. I have found a great cowboy hat.
Oh, no. Fake dialogue. Fake friendly banter.
Valley.
Easy, cowboy.
Hold on. Ubisoft did this a ton back in like 2014, 15. So cringe. But what they do is they hire actors to pretend to be friends playing games together, and it's so freaking cringy. It's so bad. Just listen to this. When was the last time you talked to your friends this way? Okay, listen up.
Shall we split up?
Yep.
I'll find out what's in the skyscraper.
Okay, and I'll look around here. Let's see what we have here. All right. I have found a great cowboy hat. Tell her everything's all right. And there aren't any more guns in the valley.
Easy, cowboy.
Listen up. This is Woodbury Survivor Colony speaking. If you can hear this message, it means that we have opened our doors for new survivors. We can give you food and shelter and ensure your safety. Here are the coordinates.
Did you hear that?
Yep, I got a message too.
Great. Maybe I can sell my junk there and get myself a better rifle.
Let's find some fuel and go.
In the Survivor Colony, you can...
Nobody talks like that. Like, we're like, hey, dude, get your ass over here. You're so slow. Oh my God. Like, if they were this trailer, but with realistic dialogue, realistic friendly banter, it would be way better and way funnier. Like, can you imagine if they actually did just record like a couple of friends giving each other total shit? It would be so funny. It'd be so great. But instead they do this thing, and it's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity. Like, I won't use any names just to keep it non-specific, for sake of their privacy and everything. But I was playing games with a couple of gents recently, and one of them, who's really funny, likes to poke and prod and make people uncomfortable because it's entertaining. So he told to one of the people that we don't really, we play with sometimes, but like not a whole lot in that particular group. He's like, yeah, so-and-so. I've been told that you have a really great impression of a Chinese man. Could you just give it to us? Let us hear it. Everybody said that you're super proud of it. And this guy is like as white comes. And he gets really uncomfortable because he's like, I mean, that's not true. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. It's just like we just sit there and it's silent because he doesn't know what to say. He's like, I don't have an offensive impression of anybody. And he's like, oh, but no need to be shy, man. You're among friends. And then when he wouldn't do it, of course, then he starts teasing him. He's like, you gotta loosen up, man. You're too tight. You're too tense. You gotta have fun, man. Stop being such a loser. And like that kind of weird screwing around is what friends do when they play games. They're just all maniacs and give each other crap all the time. And that's what makes it fun. This weird thing of like, and I got a cowboy hat, looking for guns in the valley. That's not
sell and buy
not
any
how people
items,
play games.
as well as cooperate with other players.
Oh, the 7-Eleven ripoff. Love it.
In The Day Before, you can enter abandoned buildings and take whatever you want. The main thing is to be careful, because not all players are friendly.
supplies and get out of here.
Let's check it out.
So they're saying that there's proximity chat? Is that what they're suggesting there?
Oh shit. Got company. Could use some help now.
The things are about to get heated.
Over here.
I mean, I would say already in the bit we just watched, which is newer than this gameplay, the gunplay looked worse than this. By like a lot.
Dude, there's too many of them. I gotta go upstairs.
Okay, I'm running toward you.
The snowstorm is starting right now, and the temperature is falling fast. Remember that when you shoot and make unnecessary noise, it can attract unwanted guests even more terrifying than other players. The world of The Day Before is teeming with hungry hordes of bloodthirsty infected, ready to tear you to pieces.
Phew, that was close. You should have seen this shit.
It seems he
Ooh,
dodged
that
a
was
bullet.
close.
Now he's crafting a bandage so he doesn't die from bleeding.
Hey, are you upstairs already? Shit.
Go back into the elevator.
Psst, where are you?
You know, it's moments like this. I get the vision of the big open world multiplayer zombie game. I can see why that could be fun. But you've got to have more than just that. Because you've got to have something that makes it worth playing. Because this, I could see playing for like 5 to 10 hours. If it works this way. And like it's a big city and lots of places to go. I could see that. I don't see like how you motivate the player to spend 50 hours or 100 hours in this. You know, what keeps them coming back? Because it could just be that, oh, well, no, there's endgame content. You can get really good weapons, or maybe there are entire zones locked behind it, or there's cosmetics you only get access to once you grind up certain levels. Stuff like that. But you just got to have something more than a gameplay system. Right? There's got to be something. He took my thing!